The game is inside the cards. New e-reader for Game Boy Advance. Slide the cards to play some of your favorite games. E-reader comes with a classic game and a sample pack. More games sold separately. Rated E for everyone.
Never forget the day your home was invaded by Super GoBots, each sold separately from Tonka.
What is it, Iverson-san?
I'm getting work done to the boards, Taka.
Show rebound stance. Bamboo reed need deep root for strength. Go. Here it comes. Give it to
Where'd he learn that?
NBA 2K on Sega Dreamcast. It's thinking.
There's an easier way to get color. Get a Game Gear, the full color portable with over 150 games, like the new Echo, Mortal 2, and Sonic Triple Trouble.
Game rated E for everyone.
Adjust to that weak wraparound. Come on.
You're playing, Poike.
Give me the phone, man. Your mommy is
So ugly when she was born, the doctor slapped me.
her mommy.
Hey, Billy!
Check your replay. Now you look okay for a bit. But uh-oh, man, Shanahan with a slap to the Shh.
Hello?
Hey, mommy. You like hockey?
NHL 2K on Sega Dreamcast. It's thinking.
DuckTales, ooh, the fun never ever ends.
Quack, quack.
DuckTales, ooh,
Quack, quack.
they're my funny feathered friends. DuckTales,
Where's Webbigail? We gotta get her back, quack, quack.
DuckTales love adventure. Huey, Louie, Dewey, and Webbigail, too.
Quack, quack.
DuckTales, ooh, funny feathered friends for you. DuckTales,
There she is. Quack, 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 quack.
Have a DuckTale adventure, each sold separately from Play School.
If we could design an island strictly for kids, would it be with swaying palms? No! Would it be with nature dancing? No! It would be Sonic 3, the handheld game, and it would have a spin-dashing hedgehog and pretty Santa killers. Merciless monkey dude, anti-gravity platform. Impossible! And a feisty little guy called Knuckles who could make your life miserable. Prepare for landing at Angel Island. Yes! Sonic 3, the handheld game, new from Tiger.
Mario! Mario! Mario!
He's back. All you had to do was ask. Super Mario Bros. 3 from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason A.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Back for another week.
Another week and consistency, folks. It's not okay. Listen, we got to talk about the patriarchy. We've got to talk about
the patriarchy,
the working class people.
Working class?
Oh wait, is it a monarchy? What's
is it a monarchy, a patriarchy, or an or an oligarchy? I know those are 3 words.
I'm pretty sure they're all pyramid schemes.
Slaves built the pyramids.
No, it was the aliens. Anyway, we are the only recipients of the Wooden YouTube Award. We are the Woody Harrelson of podcasts.
Yes, we are. Oh, you're on a roll, man. I wasn't gonna step on your shit. This is not Don't Be an Asshole, where the other host steps on the intro host's shit. Okay, I was letting you roll. You were on a good roll.
How long have we done this?
I don't know.
How long have we been doing this?
Too fucking long to be where we are right now. That's for sure.
Anyway, something about Danny DeVito.
The Danny DeVitos of digital media, folks. Don't you forget that one. Oh, my God. It's only been fucking 10 years since this goddamn shit started. Fucking hell.
I mean, you've only been doing it for, what, a quarter of the time? Running the show?
2 years? No. Yeah, 2 years.
Okay, so
it's been like 2 years since I've been running tech.
How about that?
I don't like that.
Well, you got to get more gimmicks. See, I was a man of gimmicks when I was running.
Listen.
The thing. The patriarchy is controlled by men. Oligarchy, power controlled in small groups of people. Bergman, you are a lifesaver.
There it is.
You got a little delay on your.
I got, dude. Like literally, I'm like 5 seconds behind, and I don't like it. That's bullshit because I'm running it. I should have the direct feed. I'm hardwired into the wall. I only got one hardwire because those fuckers that built the house didn't put in enough.
And that's the thing is like we both learned over. Well, we're gonna get into the housing crisis.
There's a housing crisis, but not the kind you think.
Not the kind that you think. And there's a bubble that bursts, but not the kind. That you think. That's the ones of our hopes and dreams, folks. So anyway, yes, there's some things that have happened. I kind of feel like, we come on this show week in and week out, and every week we have a new topic. We have something that to discover, something to talk about, something to discuss without fail. And folks, I swear to Christ, it is not the 50s. There's another goddamn space race going on.
What is yeah, and it's like a bunch of virgins.
Exactly.
Bump access. I haven't touched. He's a little lower than you. I don't know. I'm just hot today. I don't know what to say. I'm just hot today.
A little bit hot tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hot tonight. Yeah, man. But there's a bunch of fucking virgins going out into space.
You ever realize that David Lee Roth is just screaming at the microphone? He's not actually singing anything. Like, that was one of his go-tos. Was a little bit hot tonight.
I feel like we were over that.
He's talking to you.
Yeah.
He's talking to you.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Motley Crue is still better than Van Halen.
Who?
Motley Crue. Better than Van Halen. We've had this discussion. Motley Crue's here, like Van Halen's here. If it was just Eddie, it would be here. If it was just Eddie, it would be here. But, it's kind of like how Guns N' Roses got much better after Slash went out on his own and everything was about Slash. Like the Snake
Pit. That's not Guns N' Roses.
What's up?
Well, that's not Guns N' Roses then.
No. Guns N' Roses was much better after they got rid of Guns N' Roses and it was just Slash.
That's fair. That's a solid fair.
That's what I was trying to say a minute ago. Guns N' Roses much better without the band, and when it was just Slash, yeah. Slash and Miles Kennedy way better.
But anyway, there's a space race. Folks.
There's a space race,
and we got to beat those Ruskies.
Which we listen. We went or at least I went to space. Listen, go to the archives. Year and a half ago, I was out there. You were in a bunker. I was out on the moon.
Space camp.
You did go to space camp. We learned that on this show, and I was a little upset that I had to learn about that on this show because I feel like, this is actually not the right microphone. That's probably part of the reason why I'm a little hot because I'm using a slightly different microphone. I just realized I'm like, this is not my normal mic. Yeah, you went to space camp, you fuck, and you never told me about it, and you were like, it was kind of shit.
Not much to tell.
Yeah, which I feel like I was lied to for the majority of my childhood because I watched all those Nickelodeon shows where they're like, we're sending Jimmy to space camp. And I'm like, I want to go.
To be perfectly honest, I was more amazed at the Wendy's on the Wendy's at the rest stop over the border. I was more amazed that I gave them $5 and got $5 Canadian back than I was at anything that happened at space camp. That blew my fucking mind. I'm like, I'm making money and I'm getting a cheeseburger.
That was the other thing too. Is you went to space camp in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time Canada's been to the moon?
Solid question. They're not allowed to leave their houses right now.
Has Canada even been to space?
No, they're too polite. Like they're like, hey, you go ahead,
You go ahead. That could be your space. We'll have our space down here, and mousses and maple syrup.
Exactly. They're stuck on the ground because of all the fucking syrup. That's the issue. It's real sticky.
That was my issue in high school. Yeah. So there's a space race in 2021, but I feel like it's one that nobody really gives a shit about unless you have a lot of money.
That's true. That's true.
Because you got the Virgin guy, Tesla guy, Amazon guy. We're all like, yeah, we're gonna go to space, and it's like, cool.
Which it's really funny that the Amazon guy didn't get there first, because he guarantees 2-day delivery.
That could be workshop more, but I feel like that's a solid joke. And it's not even 2-day delivery right now. Like, I ordered something today, Prime, and it's not going to get here till the weekend.
Well, what the fuck, man?
It's also the second time I've had to order it. It's the other shock mount for the for the other mic. Canada will be part of the next manned mission to the moon in 2023. Well, good for them. It's nice that they're participating for once.
See, Bergman, that's cute. You think we've been to the moon before.
We've been to the moon.
We've never been.
We've been to the moon. Have you ever been to the moon?
No, because no one has.
No, that's not true. No, it's real.
It's a projection.
You're a projection
from that fucking telescope from Hawaii.
What?
That they're just projecting the moon.
I feel like you're projecting some stuff right now. And I don't appreciate it.
Well, actually, in all honesty, though, and no bullshit aside, did you notice that when the coronavirus came, the moon got bigger?
What? Did it? No, I didn't realize.
No, it definitely did.
How do you know?
It definitely did. The moon, but you could just see.
How do you know it got bigger? You realize that, like, we're not on, that it's not, like, in a fixed position. I think. It's floating in space. Listen, I took astrology in college. It was it was a 9:30 class. Or what did I say? Astrology? What did I take? Astrology or astronomy? I think it was astronomy. Deep Purple wrote a song about it. The Stars. Metallica covered it. It was a great album. Garage Inc. Early 2000s. Good shit. Yeah, man, I don't know. So the moon got bigger. So what?
So I'm just saying that it proves that coronavirus is here because of the aliens.
I mean, listen, I'm in Texas now. There's a lot of weird fucking plants, and I'm pretty sure most of them came from the sky.
There you go. And then they built the pyramids. And so, like, that's all you need to know.
Bringing it back around. Did we have a point? This
goddamn Bergman. I love you so much for this. You bring so much joy to the show.
The horoscope stuff. Astronomy is the Neil deGrasse Tyson stuff. Okay. Yeah, so there's a bunch of billionaires going to space, and a lot of people are pissed off about it. What are your thoughts on this? Because I'm curious to know how people really feel about everything that's going on right now.
I like it because at least we'll finally get the truth.
Okay.
Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Say, hypothetically, we've been to the moon. Hypothetically, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We went once. One time. That's it. We never went back, supposedly. Is that not a fucking red flag for anybody?
I mean, what do you need to go back to the moon for? Where did you forget your keys?
Do you know? Okay, first off,
what's there on the moon?
If they went to the moon, right? They landed basically like in your neighborhood, right?
Okay.
It'd be like landing in your neighborhood, right? And you're in goddamn Texas,
right?
You're in goddamn Texas, landed in your neighborhood. They saw some graffiti on a sidewalk they didn't appreciate. They asked them to cover it up. They never did.
Never did.
They land in your neighborhood, and then they decide, okay, well, we've been to Earth. This is it. Goodbye. Never coming back.
Listen.
Like, what the fuck?
Listen.
How do you know you didn't just land in a rock quarry? We ever been to the dark side of the moon? No. Why? Because they're hiding shit over there. That's why.
What do you think? There's like a hidden space station over on the dark side of the moon?
No, I think that's where the fucking aliens are.
You think that's where you think of all the places in outer fucking space the aliens are hiding out on the dark side of the moon?
Well, they have like a fucking setup there, like an Airbnb.
Like an Airbnb.
Like, you know, they're just crashing there, and then they come down, fuck some pigs, and then they go back to the fucking moon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I don't think that. I don't think that there's a need to go back to the moon.
Yeah, because you went down one block. One block.
It's a giant rock with listen, I like space. Space is cool. We're trying to go to Mars.
One fucking trip.
Mars seems way cool. Like, I would rather us focus on trying to go to Jupiter than the fucking moon again.
Okay, they listen. First off, Mars, you need potatoes apparently.
Yeah,
and
Matt Damon.
We'll get to Mars. Okay. Like I absolutely believe, unless like I'm hit by a fucking train or something, I'll see them get to Mars in my lifetime, or what they project as Mars, which is really on the set of fucking like Goodfellas or something. But like,
that's a hell of a crossover.
Hypothetically speaking, if we did go, there have been 6 manned missions in a 41-month span between. Okay. I don't know. Exactly. So even if that is true, Bergman, since 1972, we haven't been back to the moon. Suspicious.
What is there to do?
I've been to Disney.
What's there?
More times than 6 times.
What would you want them to do on the moon?
Take a look around.
It's the fucking moon. I can look out my window and see the moon. I'm like, yeah, it's a giant fucking rock.
Can we send a GoPro? Can we send a GoPro?
Probably.
Because we haven't had any fucking footage of the moon since the 70s. And Bob Barker still had black hair back then. Like,
which by the way, we've started watching Pluto again, and Bob is back to black hair.
Yes, he's back to black
he
hair.
He went from black to gray, back to black.
They just cycle them through.
Cycle them through,
folks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The early years.
What I'm saying is, we have better technology. What's it hurt to go back just one more time?
Because we're trying to go to other places.
They did Woodstock twice. We can't go back to the moon.
That's the level. Woodstock twice. We can go to the moon more than once.
Right?
I don't think it's as important, because listen, going to the moon was just a propaganda thing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cover up for the Kennedy assassination.
Why?
But anyway, continue.
Anyway, I don't think we need to go there right now, because there's other things. Like you say, oh, we've got all this technology. Yeah, let's go to Mercury. Let's fly something into the sun and see what happens. Hopefully not.
They need to go get that Mercury for their mind control for the goddamn vaccination that they're putting out there.
You done?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think as like, and I mean, like, listen, we've had space stations. They're those guys that everybody likes now, like the twins that go up and they do shit.
The Winklevoss?
Not the Winklevoss, you idiot. The fucking like was
the Weinstein brothers?
Oh my god, never mind. Like we're doing stuff out into space. I don't really know what. I don't follow it close enough. But like you got these fucking billionaires now.
Right.
They're like, we're gonna go to space. And it's gonna open up all these wonderful opportunities, jobs and technologies and engineering. We're gonna do all this stuff. But like there's that little part of me which is like, okay, like that's cool in concept, but I feel like all you're really trying to do is sell a really, 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 really high airplane ride. Like that's it. Because homie, like didn't like okay, like there was a website that was saying like Branson didn't go to space, but like technically he did because there's like no real indication as to like after you get past a certain point whether or not that's actually space. And like he didn't actually like go out and like he was just kind of like right at the cusp. The Kelly Bros, yes, those are the dudes. Kind of like right at the cusp. So if like this is like the edge of the earth, he was kind of like there. He was just like edging it. You know,
is he like that fucker that jumped out of the fucking thing? And
that was fucking cool. The guy. Okay, let's talk about that real quick because that was fucking cool. That was something I actually stopped and watched. I'm like, wow, like the dude from Red Bull.
Yeah, the Red Bull guy.
That was fucking cool. I give him the credit. I was like, yeah, he jumped from space.
And listen, didn't that be okay? So that's like common footage, right?
Yeah,
of the Red Bull guy.
Yeah,
isn't that enough to disprove flat Earth?
You'd fucking think.
You would think, like you saw it from the Red Bull guy.
Yeah, unless they're like unless they're saying that was fake,
bro.
It wasn't. It wasn't fake. No, it was real. I sat like I took time out of my day to watch that. It was real. I felt something when I watched it. I even posted on like Facebook. That's how real it was. I posted on Facebook to be like, "This is cool."
That's pretty good. Now I do want to point this out. I do think it's rather convenient. Okay, now I'm not a conspiracy guy, but like,
no, you're a truth guy.
I'm a truth guy, right? Don't you think it's oddly convenient that the Pentagon releases that statement about UFOs like last week, right?
Okay, it was like a month ago. But
all these three fuckers are trying to go to space at the same time, and they're putting out Space Jam 2. Don't you think they're trying to prepare us for something?
What would that be?
I think within the next 10 years we're gonna have a close encounter. What the third kind?
The third kind.
What's the Bergman? What are the kinds of the close encounters? Is the first one's like fucking an alien, right? And then the second kind is like you're kissing cousins.
Oh, okay.
I think third kind is seeing the alien, and then like fifth kind's like mind control or something.
I don't know where to go with that.
But there's a lot of space talk recently, right?
There has been a lot of space talk, and I kind of forgot about like all that UFO shit.
Yeah,
that's an intriguing point. That's an intriguing point to make. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a little bit of like, hey, what if y'all released some of this stuff while we're trying to go out into space and sell some tickets? Maybe,
so you think it's a big marketing scheme?
I think that there could be some back end marketing deals going on. Don't know if Jose Canseco is involved yet. Because
he will be. He's a businessman.
Because I'm still waiting to go on that RV trip with him where he's going to show you a real alien
and hunt Bigfoot. But he guaranteed the alien.
Which I don't ever know what happened with that. Bourbon in the chat. Felix Bumgardner did not jump from space. Space is either defined as 62 miles or 50 miles above mean sea level. Okay, so he jumped from 24 miles above. Okay.
So it was a lie.
That was the thing that they were trying to figure out with Richard Branson, because like he didn't technically go into space. So let's see.
Well, Elon killed that guy, put him in the trunk of the car, and then shot the car into space. So that guy made it to space.
What?
Elon Musk killed somebody, put him in the trunk of a car, and then launched the car into space.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
We don't know for sure.
No. I mean, you learn things on this show, but
you learn all sorts of alleged facts and figures that may or may not be facts.
Let me tell you about taxes.
Let me tell you about some taxes, bro. Billionaire Richard Branson went 53.5 miles into the sky on Sunday, short of the Kármán line, which is 62 miles above sea level and where it is generally agreed that space begins. So even Branson didn't go into space, and his whole thing was like all for Tesla advertising.
I mean, I would. He threw a baseball at a car window for advertising and didn't work out for him.
What?
Didn't you see that?
No.
No, Elon Musk was like, these windows don't break, and then he threw like a baseball at the window and it shattered.
That's fucking amazing. By the way, I found out that like their factory in Austin is like right down the street from my house.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You get a discount?
No.
They have an outlet?
No, because they're not selling to Texans right away. Anyways, yeah, so Richard Branson did this whole thing.
Right.
Apparently didn't even make it to fucking space.
And
then came back and was like, we're doing space for everybody. Everybody's getting some space. You're going to space. You're going to space. We're going to be blasting off. We're going to be selling tickets. We're doing charity stuff. Has Kevin been on the internet in the past few years? No, man.
Because that's a common story. That is a regular story.
I have not heard that. Like,
also, first of its kind, seeing the UFO. Second of its kind, physical. Okay. Oh, you got the first encounters. Okay.
We're all over the place this episode.
First of its kind, seeing the UFO. Second, the physical event. Example of an animal. Third is actual alien. Okay, so we're talking about the third kind. Close encounters of the third kind. I guarantee you, by the end of well, let's see, how many years do I have left? Well, let's see. My dad died when he was 55.
Jesus Christ.
So let's see. And I'm 33. So I've got like 20. In the next 20 years, we're going to be talking aliens.
You think in the next 20 years we're going to hit some strong contact? Mm-hmm. Do you think they're going to be from this galaxy?
No.
No? See, I don't think so either.
I'm more of an interdimensional guy.
Ooh, okay. Let's talk about this. Where do you think they're coming from?
Well, I mean, so you got, I think there's 3D, which is a lot of shitty movies. I don't like 3D.
Which they still do 3D movies. Like, why?
They do, and like, listen, the gimmick's dead. Listen,
yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock was a goddamn master, and he made The Birds in 3D. It was like one of the first 3D movies of all time, and he's like, I'm never doing this shit again. It's just a fad.
It's just a fad.
And then the fad came back around, and then they did those fucking 4D movies where like they shake your it's like they shake your seat and then
I've heard that's good.
Snow on you and shit.
I've heard that's pretty good.
I haven't tried that yet, so yeah. I gotta give that a try. But
I mean, I like roller coasters.
Are we in the fifth dimension's imagination?
Okay.
So I'm like, the sixth is aliens.
The sixth is alien. Wait, there's a sixth dimension.
Interdimension, Nazi space, goblins, Alex Jones. Well, I thought it was interdimensional child molesters.
Is that where? Wait. Where the fuck are we going? Okay, so you're saying like sixth dimension, which is
the aliens come from the dimension portal.
So there's a portal now.
Fair. Well, of course. How the hell are they going to get here?
fucking hyperdrive. I don't know. I figure like listen, space is an endless void. There's
don't think about space. Don't think about space. Space is irrelevant. Space is irrelevant except for the base on the moon. Dimensional travel or interdimensional travel. Think about like Barry Allen in the Flash show before he tried to break rule number 1 and fuck his sister.
Which we don't do here.
Which we don't do here.
Here.
Rule number 1:
yeah.
no family fucking
no
on
family
this show
fucking on
or
this
any
show.
show.
Any show.
But before he tried to fuck his sister on the show, they were doing interdimensional travel because you went through the Speed Force. So I think like there's like a dimensional Speed Force in which you can intergalactically travel. Elon's Cybertruck except functional.
Okay.
Wait, did Elon Musk invent a truck that'll interdimensionally travel?
Maybe. I mean, have you seen the Cybertruck?
I've not seen the Cybertruck. There was like a cyberpunk game that sucked.
Apparently they just finished the fucking updates on that. Hang on, let me
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
Oh wait, I just went to YouTube and typed in YouTube. I've been having problems lately. Like you ever go to like a website? So I do this a lot. I go to Twitter and then I'm like, I'm done with Twitter. And I go up to my bookmark bar and then I click on Twitter.
Maybe something updated. Maybe there's a new trending story.
No, there's not.
Well, the FBI. Okay, the FBI is fine.
Wait, let's see. So this is the Cybertruck.
CIA, you know, we got. Oh, that's the Cybertruck.
No, not that. That's some old. That's some old fucking car. What the fuck is this video? Give me the goddamn Cybertruck. There we go.
That's the Cybertruck.
That's the Cybertruck. Looks like something out of fucking RoboCop. Huh?
It does look like a DeLorean a little bit.
Yeah.
Do the sides open like the fucking DeLorean?
I don't think so. It looks like something from Stunt Race FX.
I feel like Harrison Ford's gonna get blown up by a nuclear bomb in that thing.
You think?
I think so.
I feel like if I hit that with a baseball bat, the entire thing would just crumble.
It would certainly dent. And plus, you got to polish all that.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Wait, is this the thing that you guys were talking about?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. The doors are a work in progress, apparently.
Wait, hang on.
I believe the Cybertruck, wasn't that thing that you could have pre-ordered like 5 years ago and they're still not sure when it's going to come out? Like, I think you had to put like an $18,000 like down payment to pre-order the car that they're still like, we're not sure when this is.
Wait, was that not supposed to happen for real?
For real, yeah.
Wait, hang on. Wait. Shut the fuck up. What?
Yeah, no. It wasn't supposed to do that.
Demo test. Wait, is this like an actual Tesla like page? What the fuck?
Yeah. No, that's a real thing that happened. Apparently, according to Elon, what happened was they had done like a run through
right
of the presentation, right? First time he throws the ball at the thing, it doesn't break. But later on in the presentation, they hit the fucker with a sledgehammer to show that it won't dent, type of thing. And when they did that in the pre-show, or the practice run,
right?
That like disenlodged part of the window.
Oh.
So when he did it in the actual live presentation, it shattered when it wasn't supposed to.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah. Because here's the All right, so boom. Broke the other one. Okay, so here's him hitting the...
Right.
All right, so this must have been like the pre... Because those are clean windows now. Which he swung that hammer very lightly, I will say.
Well, yeah, in the after the fact. But
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, aliens.
See, and again, I'm going to go back to the thing about the plants. I think we already have, like, bugs and little critters that have fallen from outer space.
Oh, for sure.
Like 100%.
I mean, that's probably how we got here.
What's up?
I mean, that's probably how we got here.
Probably. Like we are probably products from like space debris.
I mean, yeah, we're like like star children before like David Bowie was cool.
David Bowie. Was David Bowie really ever cool?
Let's talk about David Bowie here.
Okay.
Overrated?
Overrated.
I think we can agree on that. Right?
I think he's overrated. I don't think he was always the best guy. I think he's got a bit of a shady past. I don't think that's think that's a very secretive thing either. I think he was pretty much known for being a scumbag in some regard.
I feel like he got a pass during all the Me Too movements because he clearly was showing his junk to little children in the labyrinth.
Yep. Yeah. I remember when he died, one of my coworkers was like, "Why the fuck do I give a shit about a guy who died when he said like, it's okay to marry a 13-year-old?" I was like, "Oh, it's a very valid point. Good for you."
Wasn't that the Great Balls of Fire guy?
Jerry Lee Lewis? No, that was Jerry Lee Lewis too.
Okay, but that's different from Jerry Lewis.
Wait, which one's which? I'm pretty sure Jerry Lee Lewis was the Great Balls of Fire guy. Jerry Lewis was somebody else. Jerry Lawler was somebody who fits in the similar mold.
I mean, very true.
Yeah.
But did everybody think like Jerry Lewis fucked his cousin? Because Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin?
Probably. I mean, I didn't like for the longest time. I thought Jerry Lee Lewis was doing these like stand up like telethons, and I was like, that's kind of weird that this guy who was
it's a little strange. But no, it's the other guy who didn't fuck his cousin.
well, at least we don't know that he didn't fuck his cousin.
That's very true.
Wait,
I don't know the man's personal life.
Jerry Lewis was an American comedian. He was the guy who was like the original Nutty Professor.
Right.
What was the Jerry? Oh yeah, Bergman. Jerry Lewis, telethon guy. Jerry Lee Lewis brought 13-year-old. That's a very good way to put it. Thank you.
Eloquent as always, Bergman.
Brought a 13-year-old over state lines. Oh fuck. We were talking about space. I feel like we never got to the point either.
No, fuck these guys. Is basically.
You think okay? So you're saying fuck these guys?
Yeah. Well, I'm like I don't give a fuck. Do what you want with your money.
Like yeah.
Are there better things for it to go to? Yeah, but at the same time, like the government's not funding NASA anymore, so like go for it. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, like yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at is like it's your money. You do with it what you want. Like I know there's this whole position people take where it's like, fucking Bezos could pay off all the homeless, problems. He could pay off all the student debt and still be a fucking billionaire. And I'm like, that's very true.
Right.
I agree with that. But is is that something he should do? I don't know. I mean, that's it. Again, it's his money.
You can't just throw money at everything,
Well, no, you can.
That's true.
That's true. You can just throw money at stuff. I mean, throwing money at people is how you just make more millionaires.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Yep.
But yeah, so like on one hand, I'm like, if you want to go to space, like, because listen, if I was a billionaire, I'd probably be like, yeah, it'd be, kind of cool to float around for like a couple minutes. I saw Fast 9. That'd be kind of dope. Crash through a satellite.
I didn't see Fast 9. I didn't see Fast 1.
Oh. We're gonna watch them shits. We're gonna watch it, bro, dude. You need to watch these movies. Don't resist. Don't say no. Just watch them.
I feel like I'm being pressured into something I don't want to do.
You want to do it,
and I feel
just accept it.
This is very Bill Cosby of you.
Okay, well, hang on. Okay, hang on. I'm not gonna make you drink anything.
He's a free man.
I'm not. You don't got to drink anything. Man. You don't got to eat the Jello pudding or anything like that. Okay. Like,
well, thank you.
You're welcome. No, you will have a great time.
You're not helping yourself.
I know. But so yeah, like I mean, if I was a billionaire, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to go to space. Space is cool, but like like that's
do it for the family. Vin Diesel and Jerry Lee Lewis.
We have the best chat.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are fucking awesome. The fuck was like, yeah. So like, I'm like, yeah, do what you want, but like, don't sit there and fucking try to make me think that this is for society. This is for your like this is just a dick measuring contest between 3 dudes.
What, Fast 9?
No, I'm talking. Well, kind of.
Oh,
but I'm also talking about the space race. Like,
we're still on the space
race. It's just
a
dick measuring contest between 3 dudes that have a lot of money, who can do it because they have nothing better to do right now.
That's right.
And it's like, and then so like, and I hear all this stuff like, we're opening up space to everybody. It's like, no, you're fucking not.
No.
Don't try to sell me that shit.
No, it's a pay to play
Yeah.
business. It's just like going to goddamn Disney.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to price out all the poor motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then, they're going to charge you out the ass for everything else. And are you going to have a great time? Probably. Are there going to be nickel and dime things along the way? Yeah, absolutely. Like, do we want parachutes? Well, are they going to help? Not in space. So let's just leave them around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, fuck it. I think it's just...
I also think it's a ploy by the government to get us ready for aliens.
You think? Oh, so you think this is going to be one of those things where it's like, billionaire Richard Branson, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos went up in the space and they found an alien. Ooh,
that's right.
You think it's going to be
and
planted?
He was wearing an Amazon t-shirt. 2-day shipping. They'll put it right in your fucking garage.
How long before we get like, I don't know. This is how I know I'm losing my mind. How long before we start getting like commercials about littering in space? Because like all the space debris, and then
it's bad.
But then like there's just it's just the end of the commercial is just the close up of an alien with a single tear rolling. Rolling down his face, but then it freezes and floats off.
I
God,
donate
camera
money to any cause that runs that commercial. I don't care what it is.
I mean, I'm just saying, like that's gonna be the next big thing is a better space for tomorrow.
You're a bigger piece of shit.
What's up?
Like they're just gonna tell you how you're a piece of shit.
Oh yeah,
like everybody else is doing.
Yeah, while they still have employees pissing in bottles because they're not allowed to take a fucking break. Is the
alien the Smokey the Bear equivalent to space littering? I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Bergman was waiting for that punchline, and you did not disappoint.
Yeah, thank you.
Very well done. I mean, at the end of the day, like China's the problem.
Whoa!
Like,
what do you mean?
Well, they just dump their junk wherever they want to dump it. They throw it into space, blast it off into a rocket, and I guess they're trying to fix the problem. I mean, listen, everyone's guilty. Let's be honest. But
okay. Well, make sure we say that before we need to Chinese.
Well, I know they're going to be our commanders and rulers in like the next 10,000 years, but whatever. So, but at least like I heard like they're trying to develop a net.
What, like a
space net?
A space net?
A space net to collect the junk.
Okay.
but at the same time, like how big is this net? Where's the rotation? Like a lot of this junk is like a screw, but it's like a screw that's traveling at like 15 billion miles an hour.
Right.
So like
shoot
that could
right
do
through
some
you.
damage.
Yeah.
Right. So speaking of space, I had a situation over the weekend, which I texted you about, but we didn't tell the listeners.
No.
I went to the liquor store.
Okay.
I went to so here in Florida, it's amazing. Like you can go to the liquor store is attached to whatever store that you're trying to go to. Like you have to walk out the door, walk over to the next store, and walk into the liquor store. So like the Walmart liquor store, which we don't have in New York, where I previously was.
No.
So like this is a new phenomenon. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna walk over to the liquor store. So I get out, go in, get my goddamn Jack Daniels and a bottle of Jose Cuervos, and I walk up to the counter and I pay by credit card. So put you do the chip where you insert into the thing, and I insert into the thing, and it's taking a little while. And sometimes you gotta stimulate a little bit. You gotta whenever you insert, you gotta make sure that you get it in. It's quite comfortable.
Absolutely.
But anyway, it's taking a while. It's taking a while. Not like a minute, but like 20 seconds or something like that. And then finally, it flashes approved on there. And then I go, oh, that's just making casual conversation. I go, oh, that was weird. And then the person who was working behind the counter looks at me dead in the face, and they go, this happens every time the satellite gets in the way of the space station.
Okay.
And I go, pardon?
That
and
was
go,
it?
Yeah, every now and then the satellite gets in the way of the space station, and then they can't connect, and then it's just...
Sure, yeah.
And I said, okay, thank you. And I left as soon as I possibly could.
How have the interactions in Florida been lately? Because I feel like that would be a common occurrence.
It's more common to find some people with some ideas down here.
Because here's the thing, I feel like people in New York are much more reserved when you first meet them or first interact with them.
That's something that I definitely noticed down here, is that in New York, everybody has a fuck you attitude. So you walk into the grocery store, you're looking at everybody in that grocery store, and you're like, these motherfuckers better not get in my way of my goddamn Golden Grams. And I am not waiting in line more than 3 minutes to pay for these fucking Golden Grams kind of thing. You walk into a grocery store in Florida, people are like, hey, how are you? Things are so lovely day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's Florida. Of course it is.
But like,
so
here's the thing though. I feel like with Florida, you get that chipper, upbeat attitude because the sun's always shining, sky's always blue. So you get that friendly, hey, how you doing? But you also get the, why, there's a space station out there, right? It's because they're tracking us via the cell phones.
I mean, they are. So like, let's not
Texas
brush over that. But
Texas is very similar to that. We just don't have that. Oh shit! I don't know if I want to be talking to you. Sort of, because like we typically, Southern hospitality is a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Is Southern time, which we have down here in Texas. People do not move when they want you to move. They move when they're ready to move, which is whenever the fuck that might be. We typically get people who are much friendlier. Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? But we haven't really gotten the, the scanners are popping back up again.
I heard an interesting one the other day, which I also texted you about, but I feel the listeners need to know about. I was standing outside somewhere, and I was listening to this guy talk, and he goes, man, it's coming. And so my head turns.
You're like, oh, I'm always curious
because I've I consider myself a learner. Like I'm always learning.
Sure.
You know, so if somebody has some information, I want to hear it because I want to be able to take in as much of this world as possible, make my own decisions about some things, and so I'm like, oh, what's coming? And he goes, the revolution.
Hell of a way to start a convo.
And I say, sir, tell me more because I want to be on the right side of history. So whenever you hear something like that, right? You have preconceived notions in your mind where the conversation's going to go.
Usually it's not a good place.
Right? I mean, it could be fun.
It could be fun at the very least, sure.
Okay, being in Dallas, you can tell when an Oklahoman is near, and because the conspiracies fly, coming from someone from Dallas. The only news is in this spam section of their email. That's very true. I don't know if you know this or not. The government killed JFK where you are. So let's be a little careful. Anyway, so you hear that it's coming, the revolution. I've got ideas of where the conversation might be going. You know, I've got thoughts. And I go, what revolution? And he goes, do you know that you don't have to pay any taxes?
That's not true because Wesley Snipes went to jail for that.
That's what I said. I was like, listen, my man proved Woody Harrelson can't jump, but he also didn't pay his taxes.
He also didn't pay his taxes and prove that you can go to jail for that shit.
I'm
pretty sure we also have an entire episode on my trip to Dallas, too, which... I just want to say thank you for that.
I'm going to visit you and you are going to take me to Dallas.
We're going to go. Dude, you're going to love it there. There's a grassy knoll. There's a book depository. There's like 18 bars named Lee Harvey's. No.
I'm very excited to go. I'm very excited to go.
Quick recap. If you do happen to be new to the show, there is an episode in the archives where I talk about my trip to Dallas and how Dallas loves just highlighting the fact that JFK was murdered there. And that was my takeaway from Dallas.
So anyway, he says you don't have to pay your taxes. And I go, that's not true because of Wesley Snipes. And they put him in jail. So I'm like, okay, why is that? And he goes, did you ever look at your birth certificate? And I go, not recently, but like I have a copy.
It's good that you have a copy. Everybody should have a copy of your birth certificate. Not yours, but their own.
You definitely should. And I go, no, man. What's the deal with that? And he goes, look at your birth certificate and look at your name. I'm like, okay. He goes, notice that your name is spelt with all capital letters.
All cap.
I go, okay. And he goes, because they spelt it with all capital letters, the government takes your birth certificate and makes you a private entity that has to pay taxes because they think of you as a corporation. And I was like, oh shit. And he goes, but that's against your amendment rights, man. He says, because you're not a corporation, you're an individual and you don't have to pay taxes because you're not a corporation. So next time, you have to really check your birth certificate to see how they put your name on it, because that could determine whether you have to pay taxes or not. Bergman's not a fan. But so I'm not gonna take that advice. I mean, I'm glad I own decisions,
right?
And put them into play. But that was a perspective I was not expecting, and I would have not have heard had I not moved here to Florida.
I gotta say, yeah, like we haven't really had those conversations with people yet.
And you got lots of homeless.
Which I feel like the guy at the post office almost went there.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. You almost went postal?
No. He almost went to that place of like trashing the homeless. And I was like, hey man. Like
Bergman, no joke. I have a case in court with a dude who believes this against me next week. Well, I just prepped you for your case there, brother. So
only on this show can you get this kind of content. Yeah, I don't know if it's just because like we haven't interacted with enough people, but like everybody we've come across has just been so like, and okay, like we're also in Austin.
Right.
So like
the most liberal part of Texas ever.
Yeah, where like people just kind of don't give a shit. That's another thing too. It's just people not giving a shit. Like it's cool to a certain degree. Like there's not giving a shit, and then there's like not giving a shit, but it affects everything that I'm trying to do. You know,
there's being rude about it.
Well, not even being
inconsiderate.
More inconsiderate, like trying to get the appliances that I purchased, or trying to get the garbage out of my house. Like, hey, that'd be fucking cool. And we've got a couple minutes, and I actually think this is where we can finish up the episode, because I did mention so this whole notion of the Karen movement.
The Karen
movement.
Okay.
Has completely ruined customer service for everybody else.
You're talking about like the obvious bitch that's like, I need to speak to the manager.
I need to speak. And listen, I have been an advocate on this show.
Mm-hmm. You have gone on record.
I have gone on record and I have said
to the manager,
if you pay for something, or if you're told that you'll be given a service and you don't get what you paid for, or you don't get that service, ask for the manager. Get what you're owed. You deserve it. Get yours.
That's right. Just want what's owed to you.
Yeah, maybe fuck all that noise. Because I gotta learn today. It doesn't fucking matter.
No, you talk to the manager.
It's a waste of it, dude. All it does, like, I felt just physically terrible today. So we've had this issue, and I talked a little bit about. I think I talked about it on the show. We had an issue with Lowe's where they completely fucked up our delivery.
Yes,
we had appliances. We bought the new house. We were trying to get appliances delivered. They fucked up the delivery. I yelled at their manager. Their manager yelled at me. Couldn't get anybody on the horn for customer service. Took fucking forever. Basically got fucked around, and they damaged my floor. Still haven't gotten it resolved. It's been a month. It's been over a month now. And I'm still dealing with this issue. And then part of me the other day was like, is this actually worth it? To go through all this, because
well, they're waiting for you to give up,
and that's the thing. They're waiting for me to give up, and I'm like, but I see with this, I'm too far into it.
Oh no, you're invested.
I'm already invested, so like I can't back out. And I actually just sent more information on my claim earlier. We just had water damage at our house.
Okay.
Our ceiling was leaking. I investigated the leak. I did not find a leak in the roof. I found I found water in the attic above the ceiling. Nothing on the insulation, only on the drywall. What else I found was beer cans, bottles of water, scrap wood with nails in them that was wonderful to put my hand on, like in the midst of a bunch of sea of fucking insulation. Just garbage, litter, all throughout this area. And then they finally came over today. Well, they came over yesterday, and they're like, "We're here to patch the roof." And I'm like, "Well, hang on. You don't know that it's the roof." And this is the other fucking thing too that kind of got me worked up. Was I repeatedly told, whenever I talked to somebody, I was like, there was garbage left in our attic in the insulation, and there was water near the garbage. Now, that would tell me that it's quite possible that something spilled out of these bottles and these fluid containers onto the ceiling, sat there for some time, and then seeped through the clear, visible seam in between the two pieces of drywall that make up my kitchen ceiling. And I'm just going to say that it could be very reasonable that that was the issue. They were like, we will come by and inspect the roof. And I'm like, well, hang on. What's going to be done about the garbage? Well, we'll look into that as well. Okay. Guy calls me, hey, so this guy's going to come by tomorrow to fix this, to fix the roof. And I go, well, hang on. I just want to make sure you understand that we don't know it's the roof yet.
Right.
And he's like, okay, well, we'll take a look at the roof. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Guy comes by yesterday. He goes, I'm here to fix the roof. I'm like, we don't know it's the roof yet. I just want to make sure you know that. He goes, okay, well, I'm going to go look at the roof. I'm like, okay, you go look at the roof. And he goes up there, and I just hear him fucking banging on shit. And then he comes back down, and he goes, so the scene, he goes, there was a like a section of the roof that was never sealed. And I was like, oh, interesting. He goes, yeah, so that's where it's leaking from. I'm like, okay, just so you know, you're telling me that's where it's leaking from. I put some cardboard down in that spot where the water was coming through. It rained all fucking weekend. There was no water on that cardboard. He was like, so the roof is fixed. I'm like, cool. Guy came by.
That's good.
Guy came by today, checked on it. I kind of explained to him everything was going on. He didn't know what to say. And we got through everything. He goes, okay, so we'll kind of wait a few days for, to send people over to fix, the ceiling and repaint and all that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I want to circle back to the garbage. I'm like, what are we going to do about that? He's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, we're kind of fucking pissed about it, and you left garbage in my attic. I'm like, and I'm pretty sure there's more. We want it clean. And he's like, okay, so what do you want to do about it? I'm like, well, I want you to clean it. And he's like, well, we're not going to do that. And I'm like, okay, I'll call the company. And he's like, well, what would you want to do about it? I'm like, I'll call the company. I'll figure it out from there. And he's like, well, you don't want to be in there cleaning it out. I'm like, no, I don't. No. You left it. You go clean it. And he's like, well, they're not going to send somebody to clean it. I'm like, okay, then fine. I'll call the company. And I'm like, and like, that's the kind of point I'm at now where I'm just like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore, man. Nobody gives a shit, because like this whole Karen movement thing, what it has created is this mentality of, I know I don't have to give a shit about your customer service problem, because one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to blow the fuck up and act like an entitled prick. And then we're going to have the right then to tell you to fuck off. Because you're blowing up. You're getting out of hand. You're and like somebody's going to have their fucking cell phone, and you're going to go viral and be the asshole. And then the other side of it is even if you don't do that, what are you going to do? What are you going to tweet at us? So it'll get buried in 2 days. Nobody will give a shit.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like the tweeting thing only if you have followers.
It really does. Like, because I heard back from Lowe's when I tweeted them. They were like, DM us your info. I DM them the info, and I never heard anything back. And then some jackass tried like doubling up on my issue, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? So I fucking blocked him.
Oh yeah, I saw that asshole.
Yeah. It's just like, come on, this is my problem. Let me handle my problem, okay?
Let him have it.
You tweet on your own account. Stop trying to double up on mine.
He doesn't have his appliances, so like this is all he's got.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just like that's kind of where I'm at now. It's just like nobody gives a shit. Like it's
no, and that's why the Chinese are gonna win.
Okay.
Well, first they own us, but like other than that, like,
okay.
I'm just saying, like, listen, my 5-year-old today told me to buy American.
Wait.
And I had to tell him because he's like, hey, like, well, first off, we were talking about ice cream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, he's like, I want an ice cream with like vanilla ice cream and like cherries in it. And back in the day, there used to be an ice cream called All American Mousse.
Okay.
That had these things. And I was like, oh, you're talking about All American Mousse. But then he talked about like he's taking swim lessons now, and and there's like an American flag by the pool, so he calls it the American pool.
Yeah, okay.
And so he wants some American ice cream at the American pool, and he wants an American party. And then he started talking about like American electronics. I'm like, buddy, no. I wouldn't necessarily go that route.
He's been indoctrinated.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but at the end of the day, like you're gonna be paying $7.50 for like a $2 part to buy American.
Yeah. Guess what, folks? It's very expensive to produce in America. I
think that's a better note than anything.
Yeah. Unless you're producing this show, which is completely free.
Which is completely free. All we ask for is your subscription, your subscribe, your notification bell.
Ring them, hit them,
all we
do
ask
it up.
for.
We are at Brainwreck TV across most social media. We have a link tree. I don't know what is it? It's like fucking link. Linktree cannot have the most confusing, like a more confusing.
Is a link tree?
It's like a landing page where it's got all of our social media links, but there's no easy way to be like, yeah, you got to go to like linkt.ee/BrainwreckTV, or just go to our fucking Twitter.
Give us a Google.
Brainwreck TV on Twitter. You'll get all the shit you need right there. Follow us there. Subscribe to YouTube. That's the main hub for this channel.
That is the main hub. Exactly.
We're working to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we can start making money, put money into this, give you better content because, hey, who couldn't use better content?
Because, well, tomorrow night it's going to be the best content.
Tomorrow
night, live on this channel, same time, 10 Eastern Standard Time. Don't be an asshole.
The internet's favorite game show. Yes, right there. We are streaming live each and every Wednesday night, 10, 9 Central. We've got all sorts of other content in the archives. We have more content on deck. So you're going to want to be subscribed and following because, hey, like we're cool guys. We party.
And if you liked the conversation tonight,
chair is sinking.
Just wait for the Axon Files. They are coming. It is coming soon. It was going to come this weekend, but I also had a leak in my roof. So like real life.
There's a housing crisis.
There's a housing crisis.
Yeah.
And the bursting bubble is our hopes and dreams.
Exactly.
But other than that, Axon Files is ready to go.
Dope.
I'm gonna deliver the goddamn truth. The truth's out there, folks.
A truth is out there.
I listened to a podcast today from a former drug smuggler that worked for the cartel that implicated the Clintons right on air.
Cool.
And I'm like, he's dead. He is a dead man. But anyway, you're going to find out the truth on the Axon Files coming to this channel very, very soon.
Awesome. That's it for this week.
That's it. So for this week, I've been Jason Axe.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.